Welcome to the Online Zone. I'm your host, Julio Rodriguez, and today we have on the phone Kevin Saul. Kevin, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. I know you're doing really well after your recent FTOPS victory in event number 11, which is half Hold'em, half Omaha, as Full Tilt likes to call it.
Yeah, it's finally nice to get it done.
Now, you're one of the original online superstars, playing as BeL0WaB0Ve, and you've successfully made your transition to live play. You have a BeL0WaB0 Cup championship under your belt. Do you still feel like an online player?
No, I feel like I'm more of a live player, and I actually feel like online I do some stuff that live people do, where us online kids, I guess you could say, will be like, oh my god, live pro. Like flatting with like pairs out of the big line and trying to set mine, and just some bad leaks that you do live because you can get more reads.
Do you feel like that's a dirty word now as live pro to the online community?
I mean, I guess, but I don't mind because there's more money in live poker. But
so what's your typical grinding schedule like online? I mean, I know you haven't given it up completely.
yeah, I play every Sunday, and then I play 1 to 2 days besides that a week, between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. Before BeL0WaB0, I used to play 7 days a week and 15 hours a day, and I just decided after BeL0WaB0 that money-wise I was now comfortable, and I needed to get more balance in my life and get from behind the computer and get out and have fun.
So you've become a real person all of a sudden, no longer clicking your life away.
It's like I'm 22 again, actually.
It's like you're 22 again, which would still make you older than pretty much every online player.
Yeah, I am one of the old fogies in the community, being 29 years old.
Yeah, 29 is pretty much a dinosaur. I mean, when are you just gonna retire?
Probably never. I don't know. Money's too easy.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Okay, so that win brought you to $3.1 million in career earnings. Let's talk a little bit about this final table.
Just in case the government's listening, that's cash is not profit.
That's cash is not profit, correct. Just for all you IRS agents who are big fans of my show. Let's talk a little bit about this final table. You come in dominating. You have to chip your way back up. How'd it happen?
The table was pretty easy. I made a comment at the table that it was like playing no limit poker 10 years ago or 5 years ago before everyone got good. There was a situation where a guy opened from the cutoff for the pot. It was like the blinds were like 30 and 60, so he opened for like 210,000, and he had like 220,000 behind, and I potted it on the button with 2 nines, and just figuring that I had his range beat, and the guy ended up folding with half a stack in the pot, which nowadays you don't see someone like raise fold with 20% of their stack in, let alone half. But,
the guy had half his stack in and folded to your raise, to your raise.
He ended up coming back, like from that 200,000. He came back, and I think he had over 1 million chips at one point. But yeah, I ended up busting him in an Omaha hand.
I guess we could always we chalk it up to a misclick just to be nice.
No, he tanked and folded. He definitely intended on folding. But the play overall was tight. There was only one other player at the table that I recognized, which is No Not Baxter. And I know he's a good player, but I could tell right away when I was playing with him that he wasn't comfortable playing Omaha. So I took advantage of that in playing more Omaha hands than Hold'em hands.
Yeah, I was going to ask you which of the games have been better to you throughout the tournament.
Definitely Omaha. I played really tight in Hold'em. I probably played about 8% of my hands in the Hold'em sessions, and close to 30% in the Omaha. And That's the nice thing about the hot tournaments is like people play it and they're like, oh, it's half Omaha, half Hold'em, but it plays more like an Omaha tournament. It's really hard to win if you have no skills in Omaha, and that's basically where I found most of my advantage post-flop playing Omaha.
Now, where did you get your experience playing Omaha? I mean, is this something that came recently, or have you been playing for years?
I've been playing for years. We started out playing pool, me and my friends, and then we started playing poker. And when we started playing poker, it wasn't like we started playing no limit or limit hold'em. We started playing pot limit Omaha, and that was our game of choice. So I've been playing that since I was 18, 19 years old.
So Chicago's pretty much the Europe of the United States. I mean, how does a pot limit Omaha game break out? You know,
I wouldn't say that. I think it was just our friends. It might have been a situation of my friend George, he just knew Omaha and he introduced it, probably because it's a more confusing game than Hold'em,
gotcha.
And he'd have a bigger edge versus us in playing it. So
those are good friends.
We all
try to steal your money early on like that.
Yeah, I mean, we were all best friends, but like now, my friend George, he's like my little tournament prodigy, and I'm trying to teach him tournaments. And we've known each other since I was 16, so almost 15 years. And we've been playing poker for the majority of that time. And up until like a year and a half ago, we never discussed hands because he would never tell you what he had and anything like that, which made it hard to improve.
Yeah.
But now that he's trying to learn tournaments, you know, he's sharing more information because he wants my opinion on stuff, and he wants to get better, obviously.
So it's safe to say you're going to put him in the bike tournament in a week?
No. he doesn't like airplanes.
He doesn't like airplanes. He'll have to settle for all those tournaments out in Chicago then.
Yeah, I mean, they got like a series event that's coming up in October, WSOP circuit at the Horseshoe in Indiana, which is like 45 minutes away from us, so we'll go play that probably.
Cool. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about your reputation, both online and live. You're kind of known as an all-or-nothing player. Is that fair?
Yeah, I guess so. In the past, my reputation would be if I cashed, I usually cashed in the top three, and I didn't squeak in the money often because I would have a lot of chips to make it. But recently I've found that I've tightened up my game online, and I find myself finishing more in the teens than at the final table, which kind of sucks. So.
Now, I mean, you've definitely made some head-scratching plays, both I guess mostly live. The one that comes to mind is at the LAPC against Kofi. That got a lot of talk on the forums. Is that just the way you are? I mean, you're never going to hit the brakes?
Well, I mean, I hit the brakes, but I don't back down.
Gotcha.
So, and it was a point of where I thought Kofi was light, and I was right, he was light. He only had King Jack, but and my play pre-flop, he probably should have folded. And I had a read on him that he was weak, and I thought he might fold, and he didn't.
Well, I guess you can't. It can't be said that you never go with your reads.
Yeah, I mean, he had so many chips at that point that he should have been a lock to probably make that final table the way, like, with his skills.
Mm-hmm.
But he's so insane, just like I am, that he ended up blowing up later. And
which brings us back
to
this.
Do. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong.
Gotcha. But that brings us back to this final table. Does this guy who, you know, raises half his stack and folds know who you are at all? I mean,
maybe.
You did just have 9, so.
I would say probably 2 years ago, I was a lot less unknown on full tilt because my name is Get Pwn instead of BeL0WaB0Ve,
Mm-hmm.
which was nice. I could get away with a lot more. But in the recent years, I've gotten. I mean, last August I had a really good FTOPS, and I like final tabled every tournament I played, and I got a lot of publicity for that. And you know, people are starting to catch on that it's me. Plus, I had the custom avatar, which Full Tilt did a really good job of, and it actually looks like me. So
that's I guess that's a rarity in Full Tilt. Is somebody happy with their avatar?
I think they're getting better at it.
Gotcha. Well, I have to ask you about one more thing, and it has to do with the random number generator.
Yeah, people think I slow roll them, but I'm not slow rolling them. It's just because Full Tilt has a continuous shuffler, so you have to time your calls right to make sure your hands hold. And people think you're slow rolling them. Like I told, it was one of the, I think it was Barney Boatman. I was short at one point, and I had potted for all my stack over a raise, but I had like 15,000 behind. It was a late position raise. I had 2 kings on the button, and I potted it, and Barney repotted it. And generally speaking, Barney's a really tight player. So I thought there was a good chance he might have aces. But obviously I'm not folding the kings. I have 80% of my stack in. But I told him, I was like, I'm not slow rolling you. I'm just setting the RNG right so I can hit my hand. And I flop quad. So obviously I know what I'm talking about.
You're so detailed with these explanations. People are going to really believe you.
No, it's true. You don't understand, Julio. It's true. Like, you have to time your calls right. Why do you think the same people win on Full Tilt?
Oh my God, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I should believe you right now.
He's got it down to a T. Jay Carver, Jason Somerville.
Yeah.
Like, we became friends coincidentally. We became good friends and started talking poker last year around this time, right before my FTOPS run. And he was sweating me all the time. And he's like a Full Tilt good luck charm, and he taught me a lot about the RNG there.
So this has nothing to do with boom switches or doom switches. It all has to do with waiting a few seconds.
You just have to hit call at the right time.
And when, for those of us looking for the secret, when is this time period? Is it like 3 seconds after the clock gets back to you?
That you have to figure out on your own.
Oh, okay.
I can't give away all my secrets.
Okay. All right, Kevin. Well, I still have no idea if you're being serious or not. But we'll
I'm being 100% serious.
We will end it on that note. Thank you so much for joining us today on the phone, in the studio, and all those things. Have a good one.
All right, no problem, William.
I'd like to thank you guys for watching the Online Zone right here on Card Player TV.